All right, welcome to another episode of Homestead Shop Talk podcast with Al from London Acres, Ben from Holler Homestead, and myself, Jason from Sow the Land. We made it to episode 98.
98.
Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, we've made it this far, guys. Like every Friday, we post this the last 98 Fridays.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
How do we find the time? I don't know. I never thought I would have the time to do this. It's
It's
amazing.
not that bad. Like it's just an hour sitting down, shooting the breeze. Like it's really not that bad.
Yeah, it's literally all we're doing. So we're just hit recording our phone conversations.
Gives us an excuse to all get together and have a conversation.
I
Otherwise,
know.
oh, we're too busy. I got this going on. I can't do that tonight.
We would never do it. I know. For sure. That's what makes it good. Maybe we should talk about the weather first to get that out of the way.
Uh-oh. Does that mean we're all old dudes? Like, hey, how about that weather?
Yeah.
Is it that we're old dudes, or is
All
it
right.
that we actually work outside and have a farm, so the weather really affects you?
I think that's what it is because
That's what
I
I'm going
live
to go with.
I live and die by the weather now. I've
You're
never
right.
cared so much about the weather as I have since we've been doing this. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's just a part of it, I
And you got
think.
to be, yeah, and you got to be flexible. So if you have a plan, but the weather changes, like, oh, I was going to do this because it's raining today, but the next thing you know, it's sunny out. You have to kind of adapt and make it work when you can make it work.
Oh yeah. It's not snowing over there, Al?
No, not right now. It's been raining for the last couple of weeks. It seems like pretty much on and off.
Has it been known to snow this late or this
It
early?
has been, yeah, because our last frost date is until Memorial Day weekend.
Oh man.
That's when we can plant the gardens. Yeah, we had some decent frost last week. I want to open up the weather up, see if we got any frost coming this week. I don't think so, but we had some good 28-degree mornings. You'd go out in the tractor and the side by side would be covered in frost and you'd have to really scrape it off. But no, nothing, no cold temps this week. So,
It's been nice
nope.
here.
It has been nice. It was kind of warm towards the end of the week last week.
Like this morning I put on a sweater.
Yeah. Yep.
What
It
have,
was
what have your high
chilly.
temps been?
I think like last week we were up in like the mid 80s. Like it got
Okay,
warm last week. Um, and like today and the rest of the week it's going to be in the 70s,
nice.
like middle of the 70s. Like it's perfect weather. It's like beach or mountain weather. And it was chilly this morning. It was like 43 degrees when me and the boys were up working out. It's like work out harder, boys. Keep warm.
Yeah, it was nice. So what did you guys get into?
Wasn't like an insane week, but it's kind of busy. So I think it was Monday. Monday, I filled my foundation wall with concrete, which, to attach your house to your foundation wall, you kind of have to do that. So you have, a place to put your studs in there, your anchors. So got the wall filled, got the anchors put in, and then the next day installed the sill plate. And then that's pretty much all I did. As soon as I got the sill plate in, it was like, now I got to get an inspection. So called the inspector. He came out Wednesday
Nice.
and he walked around. He's like, hey, this is great. Call me when you're, framing. It's like,
Wow.
sweet.
Was
So
he there before?
it's been a different inspector every time.
Okay.
I have now met all of our county inspectors. And this guy was cool. Uh, Kind of good old country boy. So yeah, I've met them all now, and almost all of them are really cool, like down to earth people. So that's cool. Like I'm happy now.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't matter who shows up. It's like okay, this guy's
Right.
cool. So everybody will be happy to know I finished bacon for the winter of what is that 24 to 25. I sliced all the rest of our bacon that we'd cured and smoked and got it all packed up. I'm done with bacon for the next, 6 months, something like that.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm so happy. It's kind of like fencing. I was cutting this bacon up, going, every slice, like one slice closer to not having to do this again for a while. Like it just
Yeah.
makes such a mess. Like it's just a greasy, and the smoky outside of the bacon is just it gets on everything. It's honestly, I don't think I even get that messy changing oil in a vehicle. Like it's just a greasy, grimy mess. It's I mean, it smells delicious. It smells good in here, but
Yeah.
yeah. So got the last bit of our bacon sliced up. This was all guinea hog bacon. So it was like 90% fat. I mean, there's like a
Hmm.
few little lines of meat in there. Uh, every time we do anything with guinea hogs, it's like we're getting closer and closer. It's like I'm ready to get away from the guinea hogs. I'm ready for some real pigs.
Yeah. Stop
So
playing. Stop playing.
stop playing. They're really nice. They're really gentle, but the 2 year grow out, and then you still don't get a whole lot of bacon and stuff like that. It's just we got to be realistic. Dump that much feed into a feeder pig, and you're gonna have a 400-pound feeder pig.
Yeah, I know. We did our last of our Cooney bacon. No, we still have Cooney bacon. We just did some Cooney bacon. Same thing. It was all fat. 99.9%.
Uh,
It was
hey,
good though. I'm eating it
let me ask you guys this: how do you guys cook your bacon? Do you guys fry it in a pan, or do you put it on a cookie sheet in the oven?
in the oven. Yeah.
On a pan.
Do it in a
Mm.
skillet?
Yeah, I do it on the like electric skittle. I'll do a whole packet at once.
Okay. We uh we used to only cook on either a griddle or a like a skillet until we started doing our own bacon, and we started doing the cookie sheet method. Get a big cookie sheet with, walls, because a lot of our bacon's pretty fatty, and then put a piece of parchment paper down, and then you stick it in the oven at 400 degrees for like 15 minutes, pull it out, turn it over. Man, it is the best bacon. I don't know what it does. Somehow it renders the fat like perfectly, and there's like no burn spots. Everything's cooked evenly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was skeptical because it was like, who the heck cooks bacon in the oven? Like, what the heck? And then Meg started cooking bacon that way. It's like, well, it's a way to make a lot of bacon really quick, and I don't know, it renders the fat nicely.
Yeah, that's how Lorraine does it. Yeah, it's less of a mess, I think, too, right? Like it doesn't
Yeah,
splash everywhere.
yeah, it doesn't splash everywhere, and then it's all contained in a cookie sheet. So when you're done, we pour it through a sieve and into a jar and use that for cooking eggs.
Yeah, and the bacons end up being that little. The Cooney ones, they're like this.
Yeah, there's some, like, okay, if anybody's getting into this and you need to buy a deli slicer, get the biggest freaking deli slicer you can find, or find like a grocery store that's going out of business and buy like a commercial size one. I have a 10 inch, yeah, it's a 10-inch deli slicer from Lim. It's a great deli slicer, but the travel is only like 4 inches.
Mhm.
So even though it's a 10-inch machine, you can only cut 4-inch wide pieces. So I have to trim all of my bacon down to 4-inch slabs and then slice that. So by the time you cook it, it's a 2-inch piece of bacon. Like, it's super short.
Yeah.
That's what we got. We got a Bestwood 10-inch. It's probably like the same thing that you got. It's really good slicer, but yeah, you got to cut your bacon in thirds or half.
Yep.
You can't do long pieces.
I don't know. We went to an estate sale, I think it was last year, and it was people who had owned a local restaurant for like decades, for like 40 years or something like that. And so it was just all of the junk that they'd accumulated. And I guess, the kids didn't want the house, and they were like, just sell everything. Let's do an estate sale, get rid of all of it. Well, there is some really, really good, restaurant kitchen stuff. And there is a great big giant Hobart slicer. And like I was bidding and bidding it and got up to it was like $700 or $800. And it was like, we're nearing the price of what I can buy, like, a new, not that big of a machine. Well, as soon as the auction was over, I get on eBay and look up that exact model, because I walked up and took a picture of the serial number. Yeah, this is like a $5,000 machine, and it went for 800 bucks. And it was like, maybe
Wow.
I should have paid 800 bucks for it. Like that was kind of a bummer, and that was eBay prices. So I don't know. I know they're cheaper elsewhere. That was what the price was at the time. But yeah, that would be my advice for anybody. If you're gonna do your own bacon, get a good slicer.
Heck yeah. Unless you want little bacons,
Yeah. If you're okay with little bacons,
little
that's
hobbit bacon bacons.
yeah. Other than that, that was pretty much my week. We enjoyed the end of the week when it cooled down, and like we had a whole bunch of rain come through. Man, the other night, when was that? Was that Sunday, Saturday night? Man, it started raining. Cats and dogs at like 11 o'clock at night dumped. It sounded like someone was standing at the window with the hose just blasting. It was insane, some of the rainstorms we've had come through.
A little bit of lightning too.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a good amount of lightning too. So yeah, that's about it.
Cool,
How
man.
about how about you, Al? What'd you get into this week?
We've been having a lot of rain. Seems like April showers bringing May showers now. We're not getting the May showers. And this whole week it's like more rain. So we'll be excited once it dries out some. But so we got a batch of egg layers. Let's see. It's been a little while now. We got the red stars and they started dropping pretty quick. Like I don't know. So we've never gotten them this early. So usually we get them, we'll get our first batch of meat birds beginning of May. I think the first batch comes May 12th. And then we usually get our egg layers the time with the first batch. And then we get another batch. So this year, I'm like, I'm gonna try them early. We got the barn set up and stuff. So we had them out in the barn. We had the heat lamps on, and then they kept dying. The only thing I can think of is the cold was coming through the concrete. Maybe we had a bunch of bedding down, but I don't know if that was the issue or not. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. And then we had six left. We had six strong survivors left. Well, I go out on Sundays and I call it all Sunday. I go out and I clean the barn. And Brutus runs the homestead with me. Like he'll follow the tractor and we just run around and stuff. So we were out cleaning the barn and then he was out with me going back and forth. Then he disappeared for a while and I'm like, I wonder where he went. And then I come back to the barn and I see him walking into the barn. I'm like, you son of a gun. He walked into the barn and he had two little feet
Oh,
hanging out of his mouth
Hmm.
and he was just playing with it. So I went he got into the chicken brooder. He didn't like eat them. They were all flattened. Like he must have just went in there and was like, they're just all running around. So
wow.
like mice and men,
Yeah.
he must have just flattened them. But so
Like he's
now
too strong for his.
yeah,
He didn't know he was that strong.
he plays with the cows. And so
Okay.
like, yeah, it's
Oh man.
he's pretty intense. So like the cows, I don't know. He plays with the cows. So I think he's huge. Even when he's going after us, like if he's not like going after us, when he's playing with us, like he's just like nicely and he whacks you with his paw. You can feel the weight behind him. He's just playing. He's not doing to hurt anybody. But so I think that's what happened with the chicks. He was just out there kind of. They were probably running around when he broke the door. He didn't break the door down. So the door shut, but it's a weird shed latch that I have. It can turn either side, and then it's got a latch, but the latch doesn't have much like wiggle room. So I think right now, with all of the ground settling and shifting, the frost coming out, like stuff just moves just a little bit. So like felt like it shut, but it didn't latch. So when I went out there, I shut the door and it felt like it shut, and then I could just push it open. So the chicks were probably just out there in the brooder playing around. He probably heard them and just pushed on the door. And I'm assuming he just walked in, he saw them running around, he got all excited, wanted to play with them, and
So how
squashed.
many? How many was
There
it?
was only six left at that time.
And how many total?
We got 30 originally.
Oh,
Oh
geez.
man.
Yep. So
That's a
Dang.
bummer.
yeah.
So was he around chicks before?
Yes, he was around the chicks last year. But we've always like we'll let him go in the brooder with the chicks and he'll be whatever, but we're right there. You know
Oh,
what I mean? And we'll keep an eye on him, then we'll have him get out and he's fine. But nope, I mean he was probably there for probably I would say probably a good 15, 20 minutes probably in there with him playing.
really?
Yeah. And I'm sure the more that they run around, the more excited he got and kind of thing.
Oh
So you
man.
think he smashed all of them?
Yeah. I think he smashed him or lied on him or something playing with him. Like there was no blood. He didn't,
I see.
um,
Yeah.
even the one he had in his mouth, he just had it in his mouth. It wasn't like he was eating it or nothing. It was just kind of like,
Oh man.
That's a bummer.
we have seen him. So I don't know in the past if he's caught the mice, but we have seen him with mice, or if the cats have caught him and he's stolen from the cats and he'll have like the mice in his mouth and he'll be throwing them around and, kind of thing. But it's like, hey, that's what you want him to do if he finds like a weasel or some kind of little predator coming after your chickens is do the same thing. So it's kind of like you got to teach them. And that's what they say, like all the reading I did, they're like chickens are the hardest thing to train a guardian livestock dog too. They're like, you're gonna lose some, no matter what. You're gonna lose some chickens,
Mhm.
you're gonna lose some chicks. Like they're so fast that it's kind of like it goes against the predator. Like it's almost like they're a predator with how fast they move. So like it like
The
goes
chickens?
the chickens. So
Hmm.
like it goes against their instincts. Like hey, I almost like I don't know if it excites them. Like 'cause I don't think it's like they want to go after him to kill him, but I think it's like the excitement of oh my gosh, that's so fast, and they just get into play mode.
Right.
But,
Man, that's crazy.
yeah.
What a
So
bummer.
so what now? I mean, so do you like, I guess, I mean, you just separate them, I guess, right? Or make sure the door's locked.
Yeah, we'll just have to keep a better eye on them.
Yeah.
So we'll make sure that I got a secondary latch so we can flip the door shut too from now on.
So you plan on getting more chicks?
Yeah, so Gina's sister called us up like a month ago now. I was like, hey, do you guys have an incubator? We want to hatch out some chicks. She's like, I just want to hatch them out for my kids. She's got two younger kids, and she's like, we can't have chickens where we are. She's like, so I just want to hatch them out so my kids can see it, and then you guys can have the chicks back. So we're like, yeah, that's fine. We didn't need any chicks at that point. So she hatched some out. I think she's got six or seven. And then we just gave her like 20 something more eggs. We're like, hey, you want to hatch us some more? She's like, oh yeah, we had so much fun. So she's bringing us the ones that are feathered out. And then we
Oh,
just
cool.
gave her like 2 dozen eggs to hatch.
That works out.
So
It does work out.
yep. So these ones are gonna so we have red stars are laying hens, and we have a rooster, but it's an Americana rooster. So there'll be red star Americanas. I don't know what they'll be like. And I don't know, like even if you bred like a red star to a red star, I don't know if you'd get a red star. Like I think they're a
Oh, really?
hybrid chicken.
Hmm. I don't
So I
think
don't
we've ever
know.
had red stars.
So
Yeah.
we'll find out. I guess these chicks are all different colors. None of them look the same. And I'm assuming that's just the Americana in them.
Yeah.
Americanas are one of those weird things. We had an Americana rooster, and every single hen that this rooster, and it was just one rooster, and he was gray. Every single chick that came from that rooster looked different.
Yeah.
Some of them looked really, really pretty. Some of them just looked downright ugly. So I don't know. I don't know if the Americanas just have like a lot of genetics.
I think they must, but I think it'll be interesting to see mixing them with the red stars because the red stars are really good layers and they give like a good solid brown egg all the time. Like I wonder what an Americana red star will be.
Hmm.
But
I'll
we'll find
find
out
out.
in
That'd be
six
cool.
months.
Yeah.
So we've been working on our Eggmobile. That's been a fun project.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got the roof on that. That went well. So we're just doing a flat, straight roof, which is nice because it goes quick and easy. It's like, oh, I wish I could do all roofs this way.
You doing that inside the barn or outside?
I was doing it right in front of the barn. So
Okay.
we have everything right, the tools and everything are right there, which is nice. The roof's on. Let's see.
You just do it like you're framing it like two by fours?
Yeah, we're doing it out of 2x4s. I'm using regular uh Haiti lumber for the 2x4 framing, and then all the 1x framing is all rough sawn hemlock.
Okay. I guess it doesn't matter on weight, does it?
No,
Like, doesn't matter if you're super heavy or not.
no, I don't think so. So all like Joel Salton, all his stuff is going to be real full dimension lumber. So his 2x4s would be 2 inches by 4 inches, and they'd be so that his would be a lot heavier than ours. And then hemlock's nice. Once it dries out, it's pretty light and it's really rugged. So I don't think it'll be too heavy.
Yeah.
We're all said and done, but I mean it's gonna have some weight, but not too bad.
How tall is the whole thing going to be, do you know?
So the walls are 6 feet and it's 30 inches off the ground, so it's just over 8 feet. I'd probably say 9 feet tall because you
Yeah.
got 31, 32 inches off the ground, then you got your 6 feet, and then you got like 6 inches for your roof. So probably right around 9 feet.
Yeah. I'm looking at my ceiling. I'm like, I think that's about 8 feet.
That's about 8 feet. Yeah. Then we got the walls all framed in and we got the siding all on. And then we're doing solar powered doors for it. And I had one for our other coop, and like I made the dimensions of the doorways to fit that. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm putting rib siding on it, and this door like goes up. So I'm like, if I'm going to put this door on there, I'm gonna hit the ribs or I'm gonna have to bump it out. So I went on Amazon and I found some swing style solar powered doors.
They open out like a
They
door.
open out. Yep, they open out like a
Okay.
regular door. So I ordered those, got those installed. They got a solar panel on them. You can set them for time or light or both. Like if you wanted to do, like say you wanted like the door to open with the sunrise in the morning and then shut at a certain time, you can do it that way too, or vice versa. So we'll see how that goes. I always loved having that. So if you forget to shut your doors at night, it's automatically shut.
Oh,
There's
I
been
know.
See, like I'm torn with those. That sounds so awesome. And I've actually got one out in the barn. Uh, oh, there's a company. They sent us one and I just never used it. They checked back like a year later and they're like, "Hey, did you ever use that thing we sent you?" It was like, "No, it's still in the box. I can send it back to you." They're like, "Nah, just when you use it, shout us out."
Yeah.
Well, I haven't used one because it's one of those like it gets me to like go outside and actually do chores or the boys do chores. Uh, because if we don't lock them up, something's gonna get them,
Yep.
even though they have an electric fence around them. Like
Yeah.
some critters just don't care. But yeah, I don't know. It does sound really nice, just
Yeah, but
not having to worry about it.
it does. So like we always did it ourselves. We just go out, but there's a lot of times in the summertime, it's like 9 o'clock at night. They're still out because it's or close to nine. It's like those are the nights you end up forgetting.
Yep.
So that's when I was
Right.
like, you know what? Just put the solar door on.
They're so nice.
Yep.
They're convenient.
Trying to think, we had skunks. Trying to think if the skunks got in the greenhouse. I mean, in the mobile chicken coop. This was probably 5 years ago now. I don't think we had a solar door then, so they probably got in at night or in the wee mornings one time.
Oh, really? Mm.
Yep.
Yeah. Once you go solar, you don't go back.
No.
Unless it comes to energizers.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
so over the solar energizers. It's not even funny. Actually, I don't have a single solar energizer on anything now. It's all hooked to the big fence.
Is it?
I like that fence to hit hard. I want to see something do a backflip if it touches that fence.
Yep. I've been
I
trying to. I've been looking into making my own solar, like buy a solar kit and to a battery.
I thought you were gonna say you want to figure out how to make your own electric fence. It's like a basically a welder, and one lead's hooked to one wire, one lead's hooked to the other, and that would
Yeah.
definitely end a skunk.
Fry
Yep.
everything that
Try
touches
'em.
it.
That'd be a good one. You would know it when a skunk hit it. You would just smell it all through the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Start a fire. Like,
I,
dang.
I had a skunk get in. I don't know why it was getting in the pig pen, but it got stuck underneath the hot wire, and I went out there, and it was just stink everywhere. Like as soon as I set foot outside, it was like, it smells like there's a skunk nearby. And as soon as I'm doing chores, I get closer to the pig pen. It was like, whoa, it really reeks down here. And there it is. It's still just like zzz, zzz, every time the fence clicked, and all the pigs are as far away as they can get. And it's like, sorry guys, but you're gonna have to deal with some stink a few days.
So every time I was getting shocked, was it letting out the stink?
I couldn't tell. I think at some point it probably ran out of stink because that I guarantee if I go dig in that spot on the fence where that skunk died, I guarantee it still stinks down in the wood
Mm.
chips.
Crazy.
I fried an ant this week.
You fried an ant?
Well, we heard this like buzzing sound, like the fence, like zzz, zzz, zzz. And I was like, what is that? And I went to the area where it was, and there was a little ant sitting on the fence, like dead. And it was right there. It was zapping him, like zzz, zzz, zzz. And I was like, what? Like, how's that doing that? And then I just like knocked the ant away and it stopped.
I had that happen with a slug.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's such a little thing, like it like was making that loud zapping noise.
It's kind of weird though, because you think it wouldn't be able to zap something if it's not ground out.
I mean, I seen a bird on my electric fence.
Yeah, because they're not grounding. So like if you
Mm.
were on your electric fence and you weren't touching the ground,
Oh,
you
I
wouldn't get
see.
zapped.
I see.
So a bird, like that's how they can be on like the power lines,
That
is
makes
that
sense.
they're not grounded out by
Right.
anything.
Right. Like if they had 1 foot on the ground and 1 foot on the fence,
Right. Then they'd
then
get it.
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a science project.
Jump up in the air, see how long you can stay in midair for, and then see when you get zapped.
Yeah.
Then I ended up having to do a brake job on my truck this past week. All of a sudden, the brakes just started grinding. I'm
Mm.
like, oh. And the worst
Like
part is they were done a year ago.
you did them?
Ooh.
Yeah. What's that?
You did
I
the
did
brakes?
I did my brakes, the brakes this time, yeah. So
Oh,
they have pins in them. It's kind of weird the way that the calipers bolt onto the caliper bracket. It goes through like with a bolt, but the end of it is threaded into the caliper, and then the pin just goes into the bracket, and then the calipers slide on it. It's a weird Toyota thing. If you live in an area that probably doesn't have like snow and salt, it probably would be fine. But what ends up happening is they just the pins get filled with salt and they just rust up and freeze, and they make it so your calipers can't slide back and forth.
hmm.
But and then they're
This is your family truck.
it's the family truck,
Uh,
yeah. And then the front this is the rear we had the issue with. The fronts are even worse. Like I don't never understood the design. The way it goes over it, it's like it goes over the bracket, and then the bracket's inside, and then it has like thin little pins that just get pushed in, like the size of I'm trying to think like what it's probably not even a quarter inch. It's thinner than a quarter-inch bolt, the rods, and they just put little clips in them and they just all rust up and seize up. I'm like, what climate did they design these brakes for is what I want to know.
not your climate?
Not our climate. No.
What kind of truck is it?
Toyota.
Oh, okay. How
You've
many
never
miles you got on that thing?
you've never had to do yours in the Tundra on your Tacoma?
No,
No.
I don't even know what
Um,
you're talking about.
we've got what, 80,000 miles on it?
I don't even know what you're saying, Al. I don't even know what that is. I'm not a mechanic, so I don't know.
I know in Mass when I had a mechanic shop, you'd get them all the time. They were just always froze up and rusted. And
Okay.
like the first time I ever did a Toyota, I'm like, who like this is just so backwards. This is the worst. And then now I have a Toyota. I'm like, yeah, why
Oh,
did I buy a Toyota?
man, I love my Toyota. I'm
I
about
do.
to hit 200,000 miles on my car truck.
Wow.
Yep.
It's a
They
huge
do run good.
milestone. Yeah,
Yep.
I love it, but yeah, it's getting up there.
What year is it?
2015.
2015. Okay. So mine's what, an 18? Yeah, mine's a 2018.
Yeah, I bought it brand new.
Man,
Did you grab that from
you guys got some
California?
new trucks compared to here.
Yeah, I drove it.
What year's your truck, Ben?
The Excursion's an '04 and the orange truck, the Chevy's a '07.
Oh, seven.
Mm.
Trying to think what my red truck was before. I think that was an '02 that I traded in and got the Toyota Tundra for. And before that, I was driving a '97.
I want to be one of those trucks, you hear like, oh, it's got 500,000 miles on it. That's what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna do. It's quite a 200,000 on 2015. That's a good amount.
I mean, it's our only vehicle.
Did you get it out in California?
Yeah,
Okay. Because what year did you move out to North Carolina?
2016. I
Gotcha.
bought it because we were moving out here. We were gonna move out here.
Yep.
It's nice to have a reliable vehicle.
Yes.
I was like, of all the things, I want to have a vehicle that's paid off before we make this move, and I don't have to worry about it as far as breaking it down or nothing. So,
Yep. My truck, I think was a '02. It was a 2500 Chevy. I had that had close to 200,000 miles on it. Gina, before we moved, I don't think I've ever told the story on the internet. So before we moved
oh,
up north from Massachusetts, Gina down there, we moved to Mass, got a four-door Jeep Wrangler, and we had that down there. And then we wanted to move back up. Like we want to be like debt free, just about debt free. I'm like, we were building our house up here. We needed some cash, and I'm like, we have like some equity in this Jeep, like which is crazy. I'm like, we need to sell the Jeep. So I ended up buying a $500 minivan.
Oh no.
Um,
perfect.
and I went through it, fixed it all up. I think it only had like 70,000 miles on it. So I had a mechanical garage. It was one of the ladies I used to do her work on. She's like, I just went to go trade this in, and They said they'd give me $500 for it. I'm like, I'll give you more than that. She's like, if you give me $500, you can have it. I'm like, no, let me give you more. She's like, nope, I just want $500. That's what the dealer was going to give me for. So I'm like, all
Dang.
right, I'll give you $500. So I showed Gina, I'm like, we should, this is going to be your Jeep. We'll get rid of your Jeep. This will be your new car. She's like, I don't want that. She's like, I can afford to a Jeep. Like, I'm like, no, trust me. So I kept it for like I don't think it was 6 months, but I kept it for a few months just in my mechanical garage, and I'd work on it a little bit here and there. Did it have a busted windshield? Well, I think it had a broken or cracked windshield. The windshield post was uh dented, and then the front fender was destroyed. But I mean, I grew up body shop guy, so everything was fixed. So we got that, and so we sold the Jeep. We made a pretty good profit on it, which I don't know how because we bought it new from the dealer. They gave us I think $2,000 less than what we paid for it. And then when we started on the market, like they were selling it for like the same price as a new Jeep. I'm like,
Wow.
why would you buy a used Jeep with like 20,000 miles on it when you can go buy a new one?
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
no kidding.
But that was one of the reasons we bought a Jeep. They hold their value.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're like the only American car that holds their value.
Hmm.
So when we moved up here, she had the minivan. I don't know what year that was. That was late 90s, early 2000s. I had my truck. My truck ended up blowing a motor. So I put a new motor in it. And then ever since we put the new motor in it, all of a sudden it would just like quit dying. I'd run for a while and then it would just shut off. And then her car, we were taking that one night to go out. Her car blew a radiator hose on the interstate. I was just like, that's it. Like we got to do something. Like you got to have at least one nice car.
Yeah.
Like having two cars that keep breaking down. Like nope, not fun. But to this day, we miss the minivan. Like it was nice having a $500 car that you didn't care about.
Yeah. And it was
Yeah, I bet.
practical.
It was practical. Like it was huge. So like we were moving back up from Massachusetts, and we bring stuff up. Like we had a love seat couch. We took all the seats out of the back of it, and we transported our couch up in it. And it's just like so practical. It's like, man, we miss this thing.
Yeah. You could probably stick a couple animals in there.
I'm sure you could. We never did, I don't think.
No goats.
No goats in it. Probably, I'm sure chickens, but never any goats. I think I probably sold it for like 1,200. So
Oh,
we did
really?
pretty good on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good buy then.
Yep. And we still talk about it to this day. We're like, man, we just missed that thing. It was just fun. It was reliable until it wasn't kind of thing. But I think it was just because like the age of it, like radiator hoses just started blowing on it for no reason. But
Did it have a sliding door?
yep. Trying to think of, I think it had two. I think one on each side.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do they still make those?
They still make minivans.
Not
They're
like that, though.
ridiculous money what they get for them now.
No.
What kind was it? What brand was it?
It was a Chrysler.
Chrysler.
It was the weird Chrysler green too. It was like one of like
Mm,
their colors.
yep.
It wasn't pretty.
The family truckster. Yeah.
Yep.
That's great.
But you could put so much stuff in a minivan.
They are kind of convenient. When we were out of a car and we were borrowing some friends' minivan, like the whole time me and Meg have been married, it's like, nah, we're not doing a minivan. And borrowing this minivan, it's like, man, this is really convenient. Like tons of space, all the seats lay down, like they're pretty slick.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know,
that was probably like the towaway ones where you could fold the seats down.
yeah,
Yeah. So ours we had to take them out, but it was even handy just to be able to take them out, which was nice.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I changed my view on minivans. It's
Mm.
like, okay, they're kind of comfortable.
Yeah, very convenient to have. And then you can just pile so many people in it. That was another thing we missed. Like if we wanted to go somewhere, we just be like call our friends, like, hey, come on, we just all drive in one vehicle. Now it's like, oh, we gotta take two, which isn't any fun. You need like a 15 passenger van.
You know, I actually like I've thought about getting one of those 15 passenger vans because, our family's 8 people
Yep.
and two of them are pretty small still, but I mean, that's a lot of seats. Man, those vans are freaking expensive, even for a,
Like a used
lightly
one?
used one.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's pretty much like buying a pickup truck, I would think.
Yeah,
It's like a pickup truck frame.
they're hard to find and freaking expensive.
Yep. And then up here, that wouldn't be good. They're most of them are two-wheel drive.
Yeah, all of them.
Oh yeah.
There's a place in Fletcher, so it's like an hour from here. I forget what it's called. They mainly convert vans to four-wheel drive. Man, driving by that place every now and then, I'll see these great big giant lifted vans with, I mean, they look like they're ready for the zombie apocalypse, but they'll like do overland rigs out of vans and stuff like that. I can't think of the name of that
I think I know who
place.
you're talking about. I think I want to say they do like little mini school buses.
Yeah, they do little mini school buses too.
Yeah, because I think I met that guy when I was doing that. Because yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I forgot the name of it too.
It's like
How long did you
four
do?
by four off-road something.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know who
know.
you're talking about. That's cool.
How long did you build school buses for, Jason?
I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years off and on, part time. Yeah.
Do you miss it?
Mm, I guess the creativity of it, like figuring stuff out, that was interesting. But no,
No. How'd
other
you
than
get into
that,
that?
uh, well, we were friends with a couple that was doing it, and because they lived in a bus, and then um, yeah, I just started helping them
Yep.
because they're the ones that did Justin Rhodes' school bus,
Okay.
so that's how I did. I worked a little bit on that bus, and then just random things, and then after I stopped working for him, and then I worked for another guy that was doing school buses, and I worked for him maybe a year, so off and on. But yeah, I knew it wasn't going to last forever, but it was
Is
it
it
was
still big?
interesting.
Is it still a big thing, the school bus
I don't
conversions?
think it's as big as it was. I could be wrong, but I know of companies in the area are still doing it that were doing it back then. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. It's kind of before I used to see all those things popping up.
Used to see them everywhere. I haven't seen
Yeah,
them in a long time.
yeah. I don't know. I don't think I think people still do it. I just don't maybe think it's as popular. I don't know why.
I wonder if the vans, like the Sprinter vans, they've kind of like took the niche of that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
probably. People are putting a lot of money into these school buses, and we're like, man, it looks nice, but like some of these school buses, they're not like the best running school buses.
Right.
If they're gonna break down, then what's the point? Like,
Right.
ultimately, it's got to run good.
They got to go slow too. I couldn't imagine like taking one of those
Yeah.
on a big road trip. They can't be comfortable. Yeah.
No, that too. They're not really meant for long distances, right? Like they're just
Right.
meant for short distances, dropping kids off at school.
And not for comfort.
Yeah,
No,
not
I
for
mean,
comfort.
you can convert it and try to make it comfortable, which people do, but then you're pouring in a bunch of money into it. And then at that point, you're kind of like, oh, you should have just got like a legit like van.
Right.
But yeah, maybe I would think people are buying like real legit vans, maybe. I don't know. It's still interesting. It's still cool.
The amount of money people are dumping into those things, you could get a used Prevost for that price. And those
Oh
things are
yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, for sure.
And then you
You,
could sell it and still make your money back. I'm sure on the bus conversions, like once you go to sell it, it's kind of probably like you just lost so much money.
Yeah.
right. And they're tanks. You
I couldn't
gotta,
imagine trying
yeah,
to park one of those.
right. I never got to drive one. I drove in one, but I never drove one, so I don't know.
So what did you get into this week there, Jason? Any bus conversions or
No bus conversions. No.
bus conversions?
Let's see. How to write it down. Okay. So my 150 chicken baby chick experiment, my chicken brooder. I had to give him a bigger area because those guys are growing fast. And so if anyone's seen it, I had like a circle that I made out of plywood, and then I just opened it up and gave him the entire chicken tractor because they were just outgrowing that little circle area. And it's man, this thing works good. Like I really like this setup. Again, the only problem though is it's not really rat proof. It's not critter proof. I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure a rat could go in there if it really wanted to. A critter could go in there. So that's my only worry about this whole thing. But other than that, if you don't have those problems, then I think it's a really great setup. And chickens they all look healthy. We've only lost three. We're going
Nice.
into, so by the time this video is posted, it'll hopefully all the chicks will be on grass by then because they got like this week was like their last week in the brooder. So I'm really happy how it turned out. Um, and yeah, they all look healthy, healthier than I think my regular brooder. Um,
Are you keeping them in that chicken tractor?
some of them are going to be in there. Not all of them are going to fit in there. So I'm going to end up separating them all. I started doing that this week also. I took out 30 and put them in a chicken tractor that was empty. So I have two more chicken tractors that are full right now, but those guys are going to be butchering this weekend. Um, and so that will free up those two. So a lot of chicken uh, carousel that I'm going to be doing this week of just moving chickens in and out of chicken tractors um, to make sure everyone's comfortable and safe and happy. So that's going to be busy for me. I don't know how I'm going to film at all this week. So, because I'm moving these chickens out and we're doing workshops and, just a lot of stuff going on. Um,
This is the first butchering of the season then.
yeah, but other than that, they're doing pretty good. They're flying through feed, which obviously there are a lot of chickens, but in the brooder, a 5 gallon bucket a day
A day.
of
Woohoo.
feed. Yeah. So I'm ready to move them all out to like separate them so I can better track their feed.
And I
Um,
wonder how much you'll go through a day with all 150 meat birds when they're 4, 5, 6 weeks old.
yeah,
So
we're gonna find out. Uh,
get your feed dealer to order you some more feed on like speed dial.
yes, I just ordered more feed today because I was like, oh my gosh, they're like flying through this stuff.
Right.
So I don't know, we'll see. But so far,
Half a 50-pound bag a day.
hmm
Like, whew. And it just goes up from here.
yeah, I mean it's only 150 chicks. I mean, imagine if you had like 1,000 or
You
300 or
you
something.
need a grain silo.
Yeah, and when does it end? Um, Speaking of when does it end, so I'm building another egg layer coop. Uh, all of a sudden we have 40 egg layers, and my chicken coop that I built 2 years ago, I specifically made it for our egg layers. It has big wheels in the back, and it's white, and we outgrew that. 40 chickens don't fit in there. So we ended up putting them in one of our broiler coops, the coop that I was supposed to use for these meat birds, but now the egg layers are in there. So I had a choice to either make another broiler coop or an egg layer coop. So I'm choosing to make an egg layer coop so I can move those egg layers into that one, and then I have an empty broiler coop so I can move those those 150
Jeez.
chickens into that one. So yeah, like I said, like it's gonna be a lot of moving parts here. Um, so yeah, I'm making another egg layer coop to fit 40 chickens. Um, this one's gonna be kind of like our broiler coop. I'm not. I'm trying not to go too fancy or crazy with it. The girls seem to like it, and this is the thing we went back and forth on. Do we make another chicken tractor for the egg layers, or do we make a stationary coop for them? At first, we were like, let's make a stationary coop, but then we couldn't come to an agreement of where we wanted to put it, and then also we weren't too sure if we really wanted a stationary coop. So I said, okay, well, I'll build another chicken tractor for them, and then maybe we could give us more time to decide this. At least they're movable. We like them movable. It's movable. It's nice, but it's not nice when you actually have to move the thing. Um, so I don't know. We're gonna go with this instead and see how it goes. See if we can decide on a stationary coop. But so I built a chicken coop for on average one chicken coop a year since we've been in North Carolina. When does it end?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
They just get bigger and bigger and bigger. One of these
Next
days, I'm going to build one of your chicken coops that you're doing right now, Al.
I say before you know it, you'll have 100 chickens, so you're gonna need a bigger one next time.
I know. It's like, why don't I just might as well do it now?
Right. Yep.
But I always think like, oh, this is it. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. It lasts like a year or two, and then I'm building another one. So what else? So we got so today we just me and Lorraine were on Justin Rhodes' podcast today. So I know you guys were on it, Ben, not too long ago. Um, so he had us out today. I don't know when I don't know when he's putting that out, but yeah, we went down there. Also, I went down there because I'm buying his livestock trailer. So that's a piece to the puzzle that we need because I always feel like there's like these little puzzle pieces, right? When you start a homestead, first it
Right.
was like you need land, you know. That's like a piece to the puzzle. You want to quit your job, that's a piece to the puzzle. You know, you need a mini truck, that's a piece. Uh,
Livestock trailer. Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm I got no shame. Hey Jason, can I borrow your livestock trailer?
well, here's the thing about a livestock trailer too. Like, you might need it what once a year,
Yep. If
maybe.
that. If
It's
that.
gonna just sit there the whole time. I mean, it's like a huge thing to be, I try to think like, how can I do dual purpose, right? Like, how can I use it for something else? And it's like, really, it's just gonna probably sit there until I need it.
Just need to raise more pigs for meat that you got to bring to the butcher shop.
Yep.
Give me a
And
reason to,
then you can use it more.
yeah. No, I know. And he was selling it, and I was just like, you know what? This is the same one. I've borrowed this one a couple times before in the past, and so I knew it, and I knew my truck can pull it. It's not huge. It's not giant. I mean, it's a nice size, but it's not one of them huge giant ones. So that's what I was looking for, and he gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. So yeah, I went down there, and that's the reason why I was going down there. And then since I was down there, he's like, "You guys want to be on the podcast?" So
Perfect timing.
yeah, and that's the first time I've been there since the hurricane. I had never seen his place, but
Oh, you haven't been
man,
up there?
yeah,
Dude.
a lot of it.
They lost a lot of grass.
I know. Yeah, just the videos don't do it justice.
No.
You really see the impact of it. But yeah, I was like, man, it was really bad. But he's working on it. I think he's doing a good job of trying to regrow the grass, but still, man. So we were there today, and then another thing, my hot sauce came in this week. I've been talking about
Nice. Is
making
this the
our own.
purple stuff?
Yep,
Nice.
making our own Southerland hot sauce. I've been working with a guy, a local hot sauce company, um, to come up with their own. And so he finally dropped off the bottles this week. I filmed some stuff with him. I plan on putting this video, I don't know when, because I still have to print out labels. I'm designing the labels, and then I got to print them out, and then we got to take pictures of the hot sauce, and then put them on the website, and then they're on there. So this stuff takes a little bit of time, but this is like a year in the making. And I finally got the bottles in, so it's pretty cool. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm glad that was here. We did a hot sauce taste test when he was here. Um, he's been this guy puts out some content um online, but I don't know, he's a fun guy, I guess. But yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I can't wait to post that video and share it with everybody, but we'll see.
Well, you can't leave us hanging. Like, how's the hot sauce? Is it good? Is it
Yeah, it's
hot?
good. It's hot. Well, it's all like a personal thing. Like, what's your hot? You know? But I think it's a medium. It's not like I wouldn't say it's super spicy, but it's not mild either. Because there is I don't have it with me. I forget. It's the Buena Molata peppers, which are not terribly spicy, but there's also some ghost pepper in there.
Yeah, you'd have to do that to get the heat up.
Yeah. And so there's another pepper in there, and a couple other things, but really just very minimal ingredients, and not like a bunch of, nonsense in there. And then he uses all local farms. So our peppers are in there, and then he used other local farm ingredients that were in there. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I'm trying to print out these labels and go from there. I know you don't like hot sauce, Al, but I might send you a bottle.
I'll have to try it. Are
Or
you
hit me
growing
if you're.
more peppers for this coming hot sauce? You have
Yeah,
your
we started growing more peppers. So I want to. My goal would be cool if I mean if this hot sauce does well, like I would love to do a hot sauce that was just entirely out of everything that we grew,
Yep.
which is doable. It's just very doable. I was talking to the guy and he's like, "Yeah, you could do that. I mean, you would need this much, this many." Um, and it's not like I'm doing like 1,000 bottles or nothing. Maybe like 50 to 100 bottles, which is I was expecting like him to do maybe 10. But he was like, "No, I was able to do more than that." So still, it's not like a huge amount. It's more of a limited kind of run, but I don't know, see where it goes. But yeah, we're growing more stuff and I don't know. I'm
It's
interested.
exciting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. My mom's visiting this coming week, so my mom's gonna be at our chicken butchering day.
Nice. Happy
Oh, that'll be
Mother's Day.
fun. Yeah.
Yep, Mother's
Happy
Day
Mother's
weekend.
Day.
So that's gonna be fun. She's never butchered chickens before, so we're gonna see how that goes. She's all for it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
she's like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to chicken butchering." So we'll see. So when this podcast comes out, that's what we'll be doing. So that should be fun.
So you're doing a Friday, Saturday, the butchering?
Yeah, we're doing it those 2 days, and
Nice.
yep, not too many people coming out. I think I mean, currently we have 7 people on the first day and 2 people coming on Saturday. So,
How many chickens are you planning on butchering?
well, we have six, no, not 60, 50.
50?
So, I mean, we're
Like
gonna probably
25
break it
one
up.
day and 25 the next?
Yeah, we'll probably break it up with 3 days. I don't think we're gonna do all like 25 when there's just 2 people coming.
That's a trial by fire. Hey, thanks for coming.
I
Here's
know.
the work. Get to work.
Yeah, we try not to do that. I don't know. I just feel, after 2 chickens, and if it's your first time, you just see this glossy look in their eyes of like, I'm done. And we're gonna be enjoyable experience. I don't mind. We're not gonna do like 100. Okay, guys, we're doing 100 today. It's not gonna be like that. So we're gonna probably break it up between 3 days. Like we're gonna do a lot of it, just us, and then break it up with like you know, maybe people doing 2 or 3 a day or 2 or 3 each, and then during the classes. Um, so we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it like we did. We've had people over here before on chicken day and it's like, yeah, we're doing 100 chickens today. And I agree. After two or three or four or five, you just see them and they just have this look of just they're glassed over, like they've gone to their happy place and they're not here anymore.
Mm.
It's not enjoyable anymore. I get it. I understand. We used to do that. We would do like 40 and had maybe like, I don't know, 5 people come. And you could tell then I was like, okay, this is too much. So, so now we just have just a couple people, a couple birds a person. So it makes it more enjoyable. It makes the day more easygoing. It's almost kind of like a day off for us, honestly, even though we're teaching the class, but it's just kind of cool hanging out with just people and just hanging out. Plus, should be a good day. Should be a nice weather. We got turkeys coming next month. We're still doing them.
How many turkeys you getting?
I think we're getting 30.
How many did you get last year?
We got 20.
It's a bunch of turkeys.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. This is a lot, man. Like oh, this week we kind of been going back and forth of like, man, maybe we should like see if we could get some help over here. Because I don't know. It just a lot moving these chickens out and we got these pigs. But then I think, well, I could just go out there real quick and do it. I think we've been talking about this the last couple of years of having like somebody come help, like hire somebody.
Farmhand.
Yeah, but I don't know how that would work, like they wouldn't live here. They would have to be local and they would just have to come, I don't know when, it's just kind of hard. And then I think like, oh, I'm just gonna go out there and do it. And then I end up doing it and I get it done. But I don't know if that's the wise thing to think about it like that, because it would free us to do different things, but I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever figure it out. Or I don't know. Yeah. It's like weird. Like, we want to grow like that, or do we want to just kind of stay where we are and just like we can handle it? It's kind of interesting space to be in, I think.
Yep. This
Um,
will let you know for sure, I think, because you did about how many meat birds you do in total?
this batch,
Yeah. Well, no, over the season. What are you doing? Like 300 this season?
I think it's about 300 or so. Yeah.
And what do you normally do? 100?
150. Well, I think what it comes down to is like, I got to move these chickens, but I already filmed that. How many times do I got to film that?
Yep.
But that's what I'm doing, right? Like that's what I'm filming. That's what I'm doing today, and I have to do that. So, but do I want to film it? And do people want to watch that? So that's like another aspect of it.
Yep.
Or do you hire somebody to move the chickens and take care of the chickens?
Right. To do your chores kind of thing,
Yeah.
repetitive stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. What else, guys?
I think that's about it. No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get into some stuff this week.
Yeah, it's a busy week. So, all right, guys. We'll leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. And we're almost there. Thanks for hanging on to almost at 100. That means a lot. Didn't think we'd make it this far, honestly. But here we are. We're still going, guys. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good week. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, and don't forget to tell your mother Happy Mother's Day.
Yep.
Yes.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers listening. I know there's quite a few of them, actually. Later, everybody.